Short noodle stir-fried is one of my favorite street food when I was younger. It really brings back my childhood memory every time I make it. We call it Lort in Cambodian. The short noodle stir-fried is usually being sold at the food stand that is being pushed around to sell from houses to houses by foot. But now the food stand have upgraded with the motorcycle food stand. I remember in the food stand, they would have everything prepared and ready to prepare the next plate for the next customer. It is very similar to the image that I'm showing you right now, but in a different setting. I remember after the afternoon nap, I would see so many kinds of food stands that are being pushed around in front of my house. But the one that I mostly stop is the short noodle stir-fried, which is this one. In Canada, I have never seen this short noodle anywhere that being sold at the store. The closest one that you can find is the Japanese udon noodle, but it's not the same. So in today's video, I will show you how you can make this fresh short noodles from scratch. And after, I can show you how you can make a delicious short noodle stir-fry from home. If you are new here, don't forget to press the subscribe button for more delicious homemade recipes. Okay, let's get started. The ingredients to make the short noodle is very basic, and you can find these ingredients from any Asian grocery store. You will need tapioca starch, rice flour, some salt, some cooking oil, and some freshly boiled water. But first, I will show you how to make the sweet and sour fish sauce that's supposed to go with it. 2 cups of boiling water that I let cool down for 15 minutes. 1 tablespoon of salt. 1/3 cup of fish sauce. 1/4 cup of lime juice. 1/4 cup of white vinegar. 1 cup of sugar. Dissolve and mix everything well together. And after you dissolve the sugar and mix everything well together, the liquid should be at room temperature, somewhat close. After, you can add 5 cloves of fine sliced garlic, 1 tablespoon of fine sliced shallot or red onion, and some chilies. I have made a full video on how to make sweet and sour fish sauce, and I will leave the link in the description box below. Now that we got the sauce, we can set it aside, and next I'm going to show you how to make the short noodle. This rice noodle from Thailand is always in the red package. 2 cups of rice flour. And the tapioca starch is always come in the blue package. 1 cup of tapioca starch. The tapioca starch will give the clear coat and shiny look to the noodles. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Use the hand mixer to mix all the dry ingredients together and leave the cooking oil on the side for now. We'll add that later. In total, you will need 2.5 cups of freshly boiled water. First, you have to add freshly boiled water, 1 cup. I also want to tell you this tip that the water that we are adding, it has to be freshly boiled. I have one clip to show you later on how important it is to use the freshly boiled water. I just want to make sure that you're not going to make the same mistake that I did. After you pour in 1 cup, you can stir, and then after, you can add the other 1.5 cup of boiling water. You can add the hot water and then stir and mix it, and then after, add and stir until there is no more water. After you gradually add 2.5 cup of freshly boiled water, now you can add 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. Because we are using the hot water to combine the dough together, it is going to be a really hot dough, so you have to use a really firm stirring stick to combine all the ingredients together. The reason we want to use the hot water to combine all the flour and to make it into a dough. The hot water will combine and halfly cook the dough, so the dough is going to become really sticky, and it will help with the process of rolling the dough into a short noodle shape later. After you use a really firm spatula to combine all the ingredients together, you're going to let it sit on the side for about 10 minutes before we can do anything else. And here is the mistake that I made. I used the exact same ingredients, but the result, because I didn't use a really hot water like freshly boiled water, because the water was not hot enough, so when you add it, it didn't cook the flours and expand the dough. And so I tried to fix it, so I put it in the microwave, and that didn't turn out too good either. So if you have any ways that you can fix this dough, let me know. Leave it in the comment below. Okay, let's get back to the dough that we done correctly. After 7 to 10 minutes, the dough should cool down, so now you can knead the dough and combine the dough together. You can spread some loose tapioca starch on the board. And after, you're going to knead the dough to combine everything together to make it smooth. And this time, it's going to be really soft. The dough is not that hard. You can knead to combine the dough for about 2 minutes. And after, you're going to fold it and you're going to put it back into the bowl. And next, I'm going to show you how you can make the short noodle with your hand. It is super easy to make the short noodle by using our hand. So you're going to put a really small piece of dough in the middle of your palm. And after, you can put some loose flour to make sure, but not too much. Oops, I dropped that piece there. Well, it's not meant to be like that. So start over again. Put a little bit of loose flour, really little, and after, you're going to pinch a little piece of dough. You're going to put your palm together and just roll them together. You see the middle of our palm is have a dip. So when you roll them together, the middle part will be thicker, and then for the end part, it's more thinner. It is super easy to make. You can just put a small piece in the middle of your palm, roll them together, and after, they turn out really good, just like that. You don't have to put loose flour every time, because if you put too much loose flour, the noodle will break, and I will show you in a bit. You can put loose flour, it's up to your discretion. If you see the dough is too soft, then put a bit, but if you see it breaking apart, don't put too much. And here is the result. If you put too much flour, the noodle will break. They don't combine together. And along the way, as you are making the short noodle, each layers that you are making the short noodle, you can spread some loose flour, so that way the noodle, they don't get stuck together. And right now, the noodle is really at the fragile stage, so you have to be really gentle with it. And next, we will cook the short noodle with the boiling water. When the water is boiling, you're going to gently put in the short noodle. You have to gently pour them in, so that way they don't break. From beginning, after you put them into the boiling water, all the noodle will sink to the bottom. You're going to lightly stir so they don't get stuck in the bottom of the pot. And while we are waiting for the noodle to get cooked, you have to get the ice cold water ready, waiting on the side. You're going to often gently stir so the noodle don't get stuck to the bottom of the pot. And the heat, you are going to leave it on high heat the whole time. And once the noodle is almost ready to cook, it will float up. When the noodles are all floating up, you can cook it on high heat for about 30 seconds, and then after, you can turn off the heat. And next, we're going to gently scoop the noodle out of the pot and put them into the ice cold water. Do you know why we have to put them into the ice cold water? You want the noodle to completely cool down, because if you leave them in a basket that with no water, it will combine and clump together. After you take them all out and put them into the ice cold water, you're going to let the ice melt and completely cool down the noodles. The texture of the noodle is really slippery if you touch it. It is almost like you try to catch fish, you could never catch them because it keeps on slipping out of your hand. That's funny. And next, I will show you how to clean the noodles. So after, you're going to pour all the noodle and the water out, and you're going to rinse it with a really cold water. You want to rinse the noodle till it completely cool down even more, so that way the noodle will not clump and get stuck together. Because sometime after you cook the noodle have this starch that come out from the noodle and they're really sticky. So you want to get rid of those stickiness so they don't get stuck together. You can rinse and drain the water out a couple times. After you drain all the water out, you can put it back into the bowl, and next we're going to put some cooking oil into the noodles. You can add 2 to 3 tablespoons of cooking oil, and that is up to your discretion, so this way the noodle don't get stuck together. You can stir and mix well so the cooking oil will spread through the noodle evenly. And that is all to it on how to make fresh short noodles. And next, I will show you all the ingredients to cook the short noodles. You will need some cooking oil, some fried garlic or the fresh one, that is fine too, some bean sprouts, some garlic chive. You will also need dark soy sauce, some fish sauce, some egg, and the short noodles. The very first thing that we're going to do, we're going to give the short noodle a little bit of flavor, and also we want to give it some color. 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, and that will give lightly flavor to the noodles. 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce. The dark soy sauce is not salty, so it's only going to give the color to the noodles. And dark soy sauce is being used just to give color to the rice or to the noodles or to whatever you want to make. And that is it. We want it just lightly flavor and want some color to the noodles. And next, we will cut up some garlic chive. It is about 200 grams of garlic chive, but if you would like to put more, you can do so. After you clean the garlic chive, you're going to put them together and you're going to cut them into long strips of 1.5 inches long. And for the bean sprout, you can clean and drain all the water out. The bean sprouts that I'm using in this video is the bean sprouts that I grow from home. And if you would like to grow your own bean sprouts from home, you can check out one of my other videos, and I will leave the link in the description box. And next, we're going to set up our cooking station. So we got the short noodles already, the bean sprout, the garlic chive, the fried garlic, and some egg, and some cooking oil. I have made a video on how to make the fried garlic and to get the garlic oil. So if you are interested to make your own from home, you can check it out. Turn the heat to high and then put 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. And the way that you can test out if the oil is hot, you can rub it against anything that have liquid, and then you put it back into the oil, and if it's splash and bubble, that means the oil is hot. Now you can put whatever amount that you like to stir fry the short noodles. And if you are using fresh garlic, you're going to fry it with the oil first and then put the noodle. But my garlic is already fried, so I just put on top so that way it doesn't get burned with the oil. You can stir fry it for about 30 seconds. And during this process, You're going to see a lot of oil splashing all over the place, just to let you know. Put a handful of garlic chive. The chive, it is taking longer to cook comparing to the bean sprouts, so you're going to put it first. And you're going to stir fry it about 20 to 30 seconds, and after you're going to put the bean sprouts. You can put whatever amount of bean sprouts you like. For the bean sprout, you don't want to cook it too long because you want that crunch, so you're going to cook it for about 10 seconds. And let's say that you want to put some sliced beef, so you're going to stir fry the beef until it's cooked, and after you're going to put the short noodles, the chive and the bean sprouts, and that way you get everything cooked together. And next we're going to use the same pan to fry some eggs. You can put some garlic oil or some cooking oil. You can swirl the oil all around the cooking pan. And after, you're going to wait till the pan is hot. And you also can take that time to clean the space. Once the oil is hot, you're going to crack one egg and then put into the hot pan. And for the egg, you can fry it into whichever way you like. You can fry it into sunny side up, over easy, whatever you like. For me, I think the sunny side up is the best because the yolk can go into the short noodle and combine with the fish sauce, and it makes the noodle taste super delicious. And now you can scoop the egg and put it on the plate. And for people who want 2 eggs, you can fry 2 eggs and put on top. Now you can put some fish sauce that we made, about a few spoons. The fish sauce is not salty, so if you want to put more, you can do that too. And if you want it spicy, you can add some sriracha sauce or red chili or whatever spice you like. And that is all to it on how to make the short noodles stir fried, or we call it Lort in Cambodian. I hope this video will help you to make the short noodles stir fried for you and your family at home. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share with your family and friends. And if you are looking for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more delicious homemade recipes. And also press the notification bell so you get notified for all my future videos. Okay, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye for now.